Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So this is one of my 10-gallon aquariums. It has otocinclus, guppies, platies, black neon tetras, endlers and guppy endler hybrids. There's a panda garras, jullii corydoras back here. There's pygmy corys in here. And yeah, as you can see, this tank is looking pretty dirty. Just look at all the debris floating in the water. This is the opposite of clear. And all that detritus on the bottom. So yeah, this is the dirtiest tank I have right now, and the dirtiest I've ever had any of my tanks. Just recently I received a comment on another video where I showed my 10-gallon wild guppy and pea puffer tank. I showed that when it was dirty, and somebody mentioned that it was a cesspool and it was overcrowded, and that implying that I was a bad fish keeper. But compared to that, that's nothing compared to this. This is, if you want to talk about cesspools. But in reality, mulm and detritus, whatever you want to call it, is not really a bad thing. There's like microorganisms and would be good for plants, but I mean, really what a lot of this is, I had a lot of, I mean, this tank has been neglected. I had a lot of water sprite in here, and that just died and rotted, and that's all that's on the bottom here. Most of it, you know, of course, that mixed like dead plants mixed with fish poop. Now I have a little bit of anacharis right there. Java moss. I didn't really. Might have had just a few strands of java moss in here, not purposely to have some, but now that is spread some in that java fern right there. It's looking good. But yeah, the stem plants in here, it's not much left of little bits of anacharis. But stem plants, they can grow fast, but they can also die fast. So I haven't been adding fertilizer or even offered much lighting in this tank, and haven't been feeding the fish as much as I should on a regular basis. I skip days every week, and haven't done a water change, so I'm about to do a water change. I wanted to show it as it is. So I'm actually going to add another filter. So this tank has an undergravel filter. It's the only tank I have with one of those, and with that it doesn't polish the water very well, so then I added a sponge filter, and just that alone, after I do a water change, I'm sure it'll help some. But now I'm going to add another filter. I'm going to add a hang-on back filter as I do a water change. So I have this hang-on back filter. This is from a 5.5 gallon kit. It's the same one. I have a 5.5 gallon setup. I've showed several videos of it, but this is the same one of those. I have another one of those kits that isn't set up, so I'm just going to borrow the filter from that. and have this. I put this sponge on the intake, so I'll try to help polish the water some. One thing, I feed rapashi food a lot, and I think that's part of the reason why it gets so cloudy like this, because it just, like, fine particles, and I believe it would clog up the sponge filter more. You know, that of course not cleaning it regularly, so yeah. So I'm going to get some panda gar activity in the background there. Yeah, so I'm going to do a water change, test the water, clean the sponge filter, add this hang on back filter, and then once I'm done with that, we'll take a look at it. Consider this the before, and we'll look at the after. Alright, stand by.